has a couple second delay, but let me switch it over and make sure it's public. It's public on YouTube already. I know that. But for
Cool.
some reason, Facebook is a pain in my rear end.
I do see live up top, so if you're multi-streaming, then it's probably on both.
All right, it's on, and they should both be open to the public.
Cool. Then I shall share on my end.
There we go. It's public. Now I'm going to go over here, and it should show our comments on here for both YouTube and Facebook. The only thing is with Facebook, it won't let you comment back. I'm going to refresh this real quick, put it on the other page, and then we should be golden.
When you say comment back, do you mean on our end we can't respond?
Yeah, on our end we can on Facebook we can verbally respond, but we can't text in the comment box. On YouTube you can.
I see on the top of the chat there's private chat and then there's comments. Do you know what the difference is between the two?
Private chat is amongst us.
Oh, just the two of us. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I just read it at the bottom. Okay, so I'll keep an eye out for comments.
There we go. We got it on. I think it should be good to go now. I feel like an old lady trying to do this. I don't think it's ever.
It was a lot easier, like you said, doing StreamYard than. Not to say what I had done previously was difficult, but I had to get us through Discord and then get both our cameras to be on screen. This is a lot easier. You've already got it pre-set up.
I try. Sometimes I still feel like an old lady figuring it out. And I always feel bad for asking all you guys for help.
No, always feel free to fire away. It's been a hot minute since you've tapped me on the shoulder for anything, so I feel like you've probably got things down.
I'm trying. I just kind of set Discord, and I need to work on Twitch. I have the general concept. It's just trying to navigate my way through it. So once I feel more comfortable getting this nailed down, then I'll venture off into that.
One thing at a time. I've got the comments up. Chelsea's here. Hello, my friends.
Hello, my friends. Well, we'll get started. We have one in right now, and we'll go ahead and just get going, and people, I'm sure, will join in. But to everyone out there, hello. My name is Lacey. This is the LXP show. This is the Halloween edition, and I'm here with my good friend, Kody Rattler. Kody, go ahead and give a rundown of who you are and what you do.
Hello, everybody. Like Lacey said, my name's Kody. We are doing a Halloween special today, so I came with my Pokemon Halloween shirt. One of a couple, actually. I'm sure you've seen them, Lacey, but I am a streamer. I'm a content creator. I play music. I'm sure we're going to be getting into a lot of it today, but I'm sure, I mean, we've been in interviews together before, so for those here, you might know who I am. If you don't, say hi. If you do, say hi.
So far, we have Chelsea on saying hi.
Halloween.
Back hi. It works out. So I guess we'll just jump into it a little bit. Halloween costumes. Do you happen to know the origin of how Halloween costumes started?
Oh, do I know the origin? No, but I feel like I'm probably about to learn something.
If you had a guess, what would it be?
How long ago has Halloween been around? I guess I need to think about where we're at time-wise. Maybe people were dressing up to, I don't know, hide from things or mislead others. I don't know. I doubt it started off to where it was at nowadays, where it's just a fun thing to do and walking around. It's probably got some sort of medieval background. I'm eager to hear what you've got to say about it.
The origin is actually way back when it was still called Samhain. It was a pagan holiday, and when they got around, it was like a whole kind of like a ritual thing that they would do. They'd to bring in the winter, let go of the summer, kind of like a last hurrah before it got too cold where they couldn't do anything. But it also showed that it had a thin veil during that time, and that culture believed in ghosts walking the earth and stuff like that. So what they would do is they'd get around this big fire and wear masks to scare off the ghosts. So that was the origin of how it started.
That's interesting. I had a feeling that it would probably be something pagan, but to wear the masks as a way to kind of defend yourself against spirits, it's interesting. Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew? I didn't.
It's something fun and different, and it's kind of evolved to now where it's just you wear masks to get candy and be
Yeah.
creative. So that
I
works out.
mean, I'm sure over time most things have evolved to where they've originated, but Chelsea had guessed the Black Plague. That was something I was thinking about that time era. Nathan said since the late 1700s. Do you know what the time era was? You said
It was.
pagan, but I'm
Let me see
curious
real
if we
quick.
have like a century.
We're gonna pull up the actual. Just give me 1 second here as I learn how to type.
Now I'm
again.
all curious. I'm like, where did this start?
My dog's joining in too.
It looks like a cattail. This is your dog just.
Yeah. It's my
pets are
Rhubarb.
passed out.
All right, let's see if it has. I need a date.
It probably was 1700s.
I would think so. That's what I'm leaning towards. That feels kind of accurate. Everything keeps going to Ireland, Scotland. Immigrants took the following costumes to North America in 19. Yeah, it was the 1600s to around the same time frame, between 16 and 1700s. It didn't get more modernized until the 19th century when immigrants came over here. So that works out. It's a little different. I like it. Speaking of costumes with current day stuff, are you going to be wearing any costumes this year?
I am. We've got our own little house party that we're doing this Saturday. So we've just got a couple friends coming over, but I am dressing up. You want to take any guesses before I tell you?
Guesses. Let's see. I was leaning with something Pokemon themed.
No, it's not Pokemon. It is kind of nerdy, but I'll tell you, it's not anything video game related. Although
it's not.
there are video games of it, but no, it's not video game related.
Well, my two main guesses were either Zelda or Pokemon.
Those are good guesses because you know me, but no, it's neither of those. I am nerdy for other things as well. You probably just don't hear as much about them. But to give you guys a little bit of background story, me and my brother were talking recently about what we wanted to go for as Halloween. And we both remembered that our mother had actually bought us wands from the Harry Potter world, the Wizarding World or whatever that's in Florida. I never went, but she came home with two of them. So we both got one. And I've got the Elder Wand. So my brother has Harry's wand. He's going to go as Harry, which gave me a few options because there were a few owners of the Elder Wand. But I'm kind of bending the rules in my own way. And I'm going to go as Malfoy. Even though he never actually physically had the wand, he was an owner of the wand. So got the bleach blonde hair ready to go and got my Slytherin robes. And my brother is going to be my rival, Harry. So probably wouldn't have guessed Harry Potter, but it's still just as nerdy.
I wouldn't have. But little disclaimer, I've never really watched the movies. I know about them, but I've never really watched them.
See, I grew up loving the movies, but I'm currently going through the books again. So I'm on a Harry Potter kick right now.
Everyone is pretty excited about that. Delphina says that's awesome. Chelsea says yes. Well, you could see in the comments.
I can. Lord of the Rings. It's a good guess. Is anybody here going to do Lord of the Rings? Delphina said Boba Fett. That's another good guess. Pokemon and Zelda, though. Those were some solid guesses on your end, Lacey.
Was a shot in the dark. I mean,
hey, you were close. I mean, it's still in the realm of like nerdiness, so it could have been anything, knowing me.
It works, though. I mean, you'll have to post pictures of you guys, you and your brother.
I will.
That would be cool.
Let me reflect the question. What are you going as?
What am I going as? Well, on actual Halloween, I'm going probably as myself. No, actually on Halloween, I actually posted about it. I got a little gig at one of the local bars here. They reached out, asked me if I would set up a little booth and do tarot card readings as part of their Halloween.
Oh, that's so cool. Nice. So, what's the time frame that you're doing that? Like, how long does that go?
Just from 7 to 9.
That's cool.
I'm doing mine from 7 to 9, and a friend of mine that's a musician, he actually is doing a gig there that night, and we're actually going to be set up by each other. He's performing from 6 to 9, and I'm going to be doing my card readings from 7 to 9. Shout out to Dan. I know you see this, you watch all the shows, so shout out to Dan, Daniel Laprice, also known as Alaskan Dan. Can't wait to work with you on Monday. But for like before that, I'm actually doing a little Halloween photo thing because I like doing them every year. This year I
Right.
wanted to outdo myself, and I wanted to go for the character of Books of Blood, which is a Clive Barker movie / actual book. I don't know if you're familiar with any of it.
I'm not, no.
Uh, the Books of Blood is basically just a short version. Is a guy that got tortured, and the books are actually what's carved into his skin. So it's a whole
What?
bunch of
Jeez.
wording. So
That definitely sounds like you.
I've been
Right up
working
your alley.
the last couple of weeks making all the special effects for the skin.
That's so
My
cool.
family's been awesome enough to be tolerant of me leaving my skin in the kitchen everywhere. Not real skin, but
Oh man, yeah, of
latex
course.
and all that stuff.
Prosthetics
So
and everything you've got.
yeah, it's like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre in my kitchen right now.
Your house is fitting the Halloween theme, is what you're saying.
Pretty much all
I'll have
year
to
round.
send you some. My friend Avery, I don't know if you know her, but she was a radio host in Tucson. She's not doing it anymore, but she's definitely into that like gory, like how can I make fake blood kind of thing. Like she does it on all
Yeah,
kinds of just body art, really. But it sounds exactly like what you're just describing.
that's how when I learned how to make my own skin wax, I actually sent it to a few people. I was like, look at this with all the blood in it. And I showed a
That's
little
so
video.
cool.
I'm like, I'm so excited. I
Hmm.
finally did it. But no, so that's about the extent of what I'm doing. When it comes to taking like my kids out and stuff like that, I'll be my normal stuff, which I kind of wear Halloween attire all day, every day. So
You know, like it's a year round for me.
yeah, it kind of works. But viewers out there, what are you guys going as? Put them in the comments so we can see.
I'm gonna catch up and see. Some of them have said, like Chelsea said, me and Robbie are going as Cheech and Chong. That's awesome. Chelsea, you'll have to see. I don't know if Chelsea, if you've joined the Discord or not, but I would love to see those photos. Even if you send them to Lacey and you send them to me, or just send them to me directly. But Cheech and Chong sounds like it'd be hilarious. Chelsea was commenting on the Malfoy. I'm very excited. Did you ask where I got the Elder one? I think I saw that. Oh yeah, I was explaining that my mom had got that at the Harry Potter Worlds. Isn't there one in? It's like Universal. Is that Florida or is it the one in LA? I don't know where Harry Potter World is. I haven't been. I don't know if you know, Lacey, but
I would say probably.
I thought it was Florida, but I could be wrong.
I'm almost positive it's Florida because some of the girls I work with just went to Universal Studios and stuff in California, and they love that stuff. So they would have been right there mentioning it.
I'm like reading, and Delphina just confirmed it. His mom got it from Harry Potter World. She said in Florida, so that might have been off of what I was saying. I don't know. I'm sure somebody out here knows, but Chelsea said you have 2 of Ginny's wands. See, I don't know what all the different wands look like. I know that the Elder wand. I feel like they flaunt that a lot in the movie.
I see Delphina says she's going as the craft. The craft, like, are you going as one of the characters as a craft? Which one?
That's cool that Chelsea that you have all those wands though. I should try collecting them. I feel like I got the best of all of them in my opinion, but
and I just seen Daniel's on here. Hey Daniel, love you too. Like I said, can't wait to see you on Monday.
I think we're caught up. Monique is going as Precious. That's what Ronnie was saying.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's it's well, you should know it's family comedy hour when we do these things.
Oh, they have them at Walmart, Chelsea said. Dang. I think I'd seen some wands at Barnes and Noble of all places.
I could see that though. That makes sense to me though.
They've got like an entire stand that's dedicated to Harry Potter, so
yeah.
To nobody's surprise.
All right. And then before we jump into the next little topic I wanted to get into, I wanted to remind everybody that tonight's trivia is a special one. It's one I haven't done. Well, I haven't done a live like this. I've always just raffled it at shows. But tonight's winner gets 2 tickets to go see An Awful Mess for their album debut, Beautiful Things. And that is on November the 4th, which also, if you want to share a little news to tie into that, where you'll be and what you'll be doing that night.
I am going to be playing drums. I've made the announcement on my end on both like Facebook and YouTube, but yeah, An Awful Mess. They're currently down a drummer. They'd previously recorded their entire new CD that's coming out. And since they don't have a drummer, they were looking around to see if they could fill in the blanks. And they're my really close friends. So I don't want them to have to play a show without drummers or a drummer to back them up. So I'm going in very honored and excited to be able to kind of fill that void. But it's been a doozy. I've been having to learn all the songs from basically scratch, but it's an exciting challenge, and it's going to be coming up soon. Like I said, that's next week. So it's been a pretty busy like 2 months for me, I'd say. But
It
it's
has
gonna be
been,
a
but
lot
it's
of fun.
totally rewarding. Yes.
It is very. I'm so excited.
I can't wait to hear about it, see about it. I think it'll be great. But yeah, for tonight's, the winner of tonight's trivia gets 2 tickets to go and see them. I'm excited for it. It's great. But we'll move on to the next little topic, gaming and horror. Now, some gaming I do here and there, very little. Kody knows that because I usually ask him questions about things I don't understand when it comes to gaming. But I figured it wouldn't be right if I didn't include gaming. So some of the ones that I know off the top of my head that I just talked to him about was Doom and Resident Evil, as well as the Friday the 13th. That one's more of a PC game, but I've read a lot of reviews about it, and it sounded pretty good, but I know that it had some bugs in the beginning. As for you, what are your preferences when you do play video games that are horror themed?
Horror games, as far as what I stream on my ends, one of the reoccurring games that we've come back to a few times is Phasmophobia. Have you seen it? Like, do you know what that is? Because I feel like you'd really like that, Lacey. The
No.
concept is like exactly what you would like to. I don't know if you'd enjoy playing it. Maybe you would, but it's like the whole idea is you have either yourself or up to 3 others, so a party of 4, and you guys roll up into a house or a haunted location, whichever level you pick, and you guys have to just use equipment to identify what type of ghost is haunting the house that you're in. And when it hunts, it can kill people, so it's all about like trying to figure out what it is without the entire team dying. So it's pretty intense. If you haven't seen it, I think you'd really
I'll
like
have to look it up. It sounds almost like those escape rooms, like the real life
kind of,
escape
yeah,
rooms,
yeah,
but
yeah.
only.
It's like that. You have like 20 plus different types of spirits. So maybe it's a demon and it has like certain pieces of evidence that would prove it's a demon. So you got to like figure those things out. That's a really fun game. I think that came out like last year or maybe 2 years ago, but they just continue to add to it. The ones you previously mentioned, though, are really good. I haven't got too far into Doom. Like, I don't have too much experience with it, but I know that game's just like nonstop action. Like that metal soundtrack that came with the most recent Doom was like, I don't know, it's so intense. I imagine that's half the experience.
I'm like, how you were talking about Harry Potter and Pokemon, that's how I am when it comes to this. I
The
totally
Doom
nerd out.
specifically?
Yeah, I get super jazzed. A little info on the Doom Eternal is what you're talking about for the soundtrack. They actually had different metal musicians come in and sing as like an orchestra to do some of those. Like Tony Campos from Static X, just a bunch of them. It was amazing. I watched the whole like behind the scenes little thing that they did at the end of the game. I was nerding out all over the place. I loved it.
That is really cool.
But I thought it was neat. As for like you said, it's right. It is action packed right from the jump.
It's all about just like killing demons in hell, right? Like
yeah, it is.
It's the whole thing is just slaying.
Well, then you have BFG, which is, you know, sorry everybody, big fucking gun that they have, and it's just the weapons that you use in those things are just amazing. I mean, real life, I probably would fall over trying to shoot something like that, but
That's
in
hilarious.
the game, it's awesome. But no, and then the movies that they did, I mean, you have Doom way back in the day when it was more just like a PC kind of, you know.
Yeah, that's what I remember, the original. Now it's kind of evolved into this whole hellfire.
When they brought in the new, or the movie that came out in what I want to say like early 2000s where it had The Rock, I felt like it lacked
I forgot about
a little
that
bit.
movie. I forgot all about
that. It's totally like there's a reason why people forget about it.
It's not everybody's favorite is what you're saying.
Yeah, but the new one that they did that's on Netflix, by the way, I don't know if you had a chance to watch it.
I don't think I've seen any of the new, whatever new one is out.
Doom Annihilation. It came out in 2019, and the demons that they did in there are true to form to what you would see in the new video games. Love
That's
it.
Really cool.
I can watch it all the time and still feel like it's the first time watching it. It's great.
I will definitely check it out. Netflix.
Yeah.
You heard everybody. I'm sure everybody here has Netflix.
I hope so. And then, real quick before I forget, Ken says hello. Hello. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing that right. And then Chelsea says she just audibly screamed the loudest scream she's ever
scrum.
But How about you guys out there? What do you play any horror genre video games? If you do, which ones are they?
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
let us
think of
know.
like what other horror games. I know some classic ones. Like Amnesia is one that's been around for a little while. That's like trying to escape I think it's like a mental asylum or something. There's a lot of like first person horror games nowadays.
Yeah, and Delphina says I'm fangirling hard. Yeah, I am. When it comes to Doom, I do. I love that. It's amazing. I can't say enough good things. Um, but there's one that I asked you about, and I keep forgetting because I need to write it down. I think it's on the Resident Evil because they have
I
a
played a lot of
wide
those.
wide
That's
game
my
of,
shit.
but they had. I keep seeing. I seen the advertisements, but I never caught the name. I think I told you about it a few times, where it was a lady dressed in like the old school, like 50s or whatever. She had a white brim hat, and she's like a demon.
Are you talking about Lady D? I think is her name, Demetrius or something. Super
I don't
tall
know.
one. Let me see if I can.
She
I can't share a photo with you, can I? Huh.
um
I'll pull it up on
well
my phone.
it should let you. It says banners and brand. You can pull it up in brand.
I think I could just show you on my camera. That way others can see it too. If you're talking about Resident Evil 8, or the newest one, right?
I want to say it's because it came out like I want to say 2 years ago.
Yeah. Her name is like
Oh, my
Demistrzki
daughter
or
already
something.
knew this one. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna work.
Yes, that's her, Lady D. Her name is
Okay.
Lady Dimitrescu. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm just butchering it.
What
I'm calling her Lady
game
D.
is that? What
So that's
game is
Resident
that
Evil
on?
8. It's Village. Number 7 and 8 are directly tied together. You play as the same character. So if you haven't played either, I would check them both out because everything that happens in the 7 kind of ties into 8. But 8 is about like a whole village. So all of number 7 is basically on like one property estate. It's basically just a house. But number 8 took 7's idea and said, let's do this for an entire village rather than just one big household. But yeah, that she's actually a vampire. She's a big ass
Oh,
vampire lady. She's a bad bitch.
I've seen a brief of the advertisement for it, like the little trailer they did, and I'm like, wait a minute. Like I'm walking through the house, and all of a sudden I'm like,
Oh,
wait,
it's
this looks
terrifying.
interesting, and then I started backing up, but I missed, like what it was called or any of that. Um, but yeah, I'll have to look into it then. I wrote it down this time so I wouldn't forget.
Number 8, Village. I'm sure if like you type it in, it'll probably be the first one that shows. Like you said, it's only about 2 years old now, so
That works. And then let's see, we got the same stuff. So we're just gonna trickle on into the next one. Halloween traditions. Everyone out there, what's your Halloween traditions? Let us know in the comments. What's yours? Get it started with yours.
like I mentioned, we usually do a small house party where it's just our friends and kind of get everybody together. I feel like the last 2 years are a little rocked because of our pandemic, but
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the first thing. Aside from that, obvious, we talked about it recently, but pumpkin carving, that's a given. Like to do that. We try to get our pumpkins like set out for the night of the party so people can see them as they come in. I almost always do some sort of Pokemon. So if you would have
I was just
guessed
gonna ask.
Pokemon for that,
I was just gonna ask.
I'm trying to think of any other traditions though. I mean, outside the norms.
Did you have any traditions growing up outside of pumpkin carving? Did you guys have
I
like a
mean,
little?
for me, it was really just going with my family and every year just going out in whatever neighborhood. I moved around a lot as a kid, so it was just always a different neighborhood. But the traditions themselves remain the same to the core. Just going out and getting candy, picking a different costume every year, whatever you're obsessed with during that time.
That works. While we're Delphina says Town of Clifton Haunted House was her tradition until the pandemic hit,
Yep.
and that kind of changed it.
Haunted houses are fun.
They're great, except for when you can't get to any, then they're not so great.
Oh yeah. Well, where you're at, I mean, you're probably pretty limited.
Yeah, pretty limited, but it's all right. It happens. As for my Halloween traditions, it's pumpkin carving, taking the kids out trick or treating, obviously, and Halloween photos. I try to do that every year. It's just something fun to do. I
That
don't know,
is cool.
different, fun. I
I'm
mean, it's
excited to
kind of
see it with how you're trying the cosmetic stuff. You said this is the first year you're doing that, right?
yeah, because usually before I would use a lot of apps and just put like do editing on photos. I'd wear like you know some sort of Halloween dress or like a gothic dress or whatever, and have a little bit of dark makeup on, and then just use literally computer graphics to do the rest. And this time I wanted to actually put in the work and not use so much computer graphics.
Yeah, it's half the fun is the physical part. So you have to let me know how it goes. I'm excited for you.
I'm excited for it. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll have it all wrapped up, so I can actually get it going between either tomorrow night or Saturday, because I want to get it up before Halloween. So hopefully with lots of coffee I can make that happen.
Godspeed.
But all right, I guess since we're kind of tracing along here pretty good. How's everyone feel about doing some trivia? If you want to do some trivia, you know how it goes. Go ahead and put a emoji in the comments so that way I know you're ready, and we'll get it kicked off and going.
I have no idea what questions are coming, so I'm just as clueless as anybody else that's ready for the trivia. I don't have any like edge over anybody. I don't know questions or answers, so I'm eager.
It should be good. Just to let Delphina know and everybody else out there is a trick question in the questions for tonight.
Trick question, throwing curveballs.
Yeah, well, sometimes you gotta change it up a little bit here and there. So, have you watched, while we're on waiting for everyone to put in their emojis, have you watched any good Halloween movies?
Halloween movies. My girlfriend watches a lot, so she'll watch the classics like Halloween Town and Tower of Terror is actually the one she just recently watched. Disney classic. As far as like things that we've been watching, just Halloween wise outside movies, we've been really hooked on The Unexplained. It's on Netflix and I think Hulu as well. William Shatner, he's the host.
Yes.
Like half the excitement is watching him like get into. He just gets so excited about whatever topic, but just the way he like pitches and delivers the lines is like half the enjoyment. Is just seeing him. I'm not like a stan by any means, but it is funny. And he's also like super up there in age and looks really good for his age. So
it's the way he talks about things. He'll start and then he like
so
leaves
mystic.
a little suspense.
Yeah, the way he says something that could have just been like anyone just saying it to the camera. He has to be like, oh, mystic, and add the dynamic to the voice. And it's just wild. But it's been really cool because it's like a lot of the topics are spooky and they're all like unexplained. You don't know. So it's just good to be watching for this month.
The new Unexplained Mysteries that's on Netflix. It's like the new season.
Yeah, it's got to be the same show. Did you say it's
no?
What'd you say?
Isn't it called Unexplained Mysteries?
Oh, no, you were right. You're right. I was talking about Unsolved Mysteries. You're talking about the Unexplained. I have seen both.
They brought it back because it used to be big in like the 90s, and then they brought it back, and now it's on season 3. And they said they were going to bring in more paranormal and weird stuff, and it's like 2 paranormals to like 9 murder mysteries. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, well, it's unfortunate for the other people, but I was really looking forward to hearing about ghosts and aliens and stuff.
Yeah, I actually think we did just watch one of those episodes recently, but it was a murder mystery. So like you said, nothing supernatural or spooky. I mean, not that murder isn't spooky, but
well, it is. I'm like, not to like downplay that. Like that's
it's
horrid,
some serious stories out there.
Yeah, I guess that adds a factor of scare in it. All right, let's see what we have. She said, Delphina says they're all trick questions. She's blonde and tired. And Ronnie typing in with his typical stuff. All right, we're going to go ahead and just get it started. Question number 1. What is the original name of Halloween?
Oh, you just said this earlier, didn't you? It starts with an S?
It could be. It might.
Okay, I'm going to see if anyone in the chat was paying attention. This is a test for you guys, not me. I'll pretend like I know the answer.
We'll give them time to Google.
Chelsea, I think she got it. I knew it started with an S because you said it. Is that it?
It is it.
Sawan, is that how you pronounce it? Or is
Samhain.
Samhain. Sawan. Samhain.
All right. We're going to go ahead and move on to question number 2. And for question number, we're just to let everyone know, I know that there's a delay, so I'll try to wait a minute or a little bit just to make sure.
I forget about that. There is delay.
Yeah. All right. So question number 2. What's the name of the corporation in the Resident Evil franchise?
I know this one, but I'll wait. I can't be participating. These are for tickets, right?
Yeah.
Is that the giveaway? These are the questions? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The person that has the prompt and correct answer, like after so many.
I see. I was gonna say the word. I see Delphina's comment, and I believe that she is correct.
I mean, it is. I mean, a
Ronnie
lot of these.
says, "Come on, Kody."
I think a lot of it. What is your guess?
My guess was umbrella, but I mean,
It
I
is.
was gonna wait for someone to say it.
All right. So this
Umbrella
one is kind
Corporation.
of it's a time frame. They can put out if you have one particular hour, that's fine, but there's a time frame that I'm looking for. All right, what is the time frame for the witching hour?
Time frame.
Yeah.
So okay, so got to give you two different ones. I have a guess. I'll give people a second so they can guess too. Chelsea said she's doing her best, but she can't make it to the show. I think this is the same case for Delphina. So, if it goes to someone else that can go, cool. Otherwise, we can figure out how to
We'll figure it
get
out.
them out there. We can cross that bridge.
Yeah.
So Delphina
we'll
says
it.
12 to 3 for the witching hour. I know 3 o'clock is like is an hour. So I was gonna guess from 3 to 4, but only because you told me two different time frames. If I was given just one time, I would say 3. So that's why I'm gonna go with 3 to 4.
All right. Well, Delphina and Chelsea are right, and you're kind of right. It's from midnight to 3 a.m.
Okay,
is the witching hour. So everyone kind of got it right.
Well, I'm saying 3 to 4, which at that point it's over. I didn't realize it was up until 3 o'clock. I thought it was like all right around 3.
Yeah, it's literally
12
like
to 3, huh?
Yeah, that's when you're supposed to be able to get the most activity. That's why a lot of like your ghost hunters and stuff wait to do stuff at night.
Makes sense. They're not going to be doing things in noon.
12 I mean, you could.
Noon. Might not be as successful.
It's like lunchtime with the ghost. All right, so this is a trick question. What's the name of the game that is played in the movie Stay Alive?
I'm going to give them a moment.
Yeah. I'm
actually going to pull that one up because I think we talked about this movie.
We did.
You said it was called Stay Alive?
Yeah.
Is this one with like... I feel like I did for sure see this movie, but there were so many like 2000 horror films that I mix all of them up. Yeah, I don't know. I looked this one up and I don't recognize. I'm assuming that's the protag or antagonist, the person in red. I know you can't see what I'm looking at, but
I'm trying to go off in the advertisement in it, and I think that's just a face. I don't think that's the antagonist.
Okay. I don't know what I'm looking at then. Stay Alive. I don't remember what the plot was about. I can see that here's the movie, but I don't. Oh, it's got Frankie Muniz in it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Stay Alive. Is it like Saw? Oh, you die in the game, you die in real life?
Well, let's see. We'll see if Delphina is going to throw in her answer. But the basis of the movie is that the game that they're playing actually it starts doing real life. So say you're playing the game and you get ran over by a chariot in the game because you didn't move out of the way. Mm-hmm. In real life, within like 15 to 20 minutes later, you get ran over by that chariot in real life.
I think I remember. It's like such a vague, distant memory, but I feel like I do remember seeing this movie. I recognized the title when you said it, but I just couldn't remember the plot. Now it kind of sounds familiar. I think Ronnie got it right.
Yeah, he did. And the correct answer is Stay Alive. That's why it was a trick question, because it kind of gave the answer right on it. All right.
Hide and seek was a good guess, Chelsea. I wouldn't have got it either way.
All right. Question number 5. What was Vlad the Impaler famous for?
Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah.
Conquering, probably impaling, if I were to guess. That's just an educated guess. Vlad the Impaler. He probably
I
wasn't
mean,
known for community service.
the
I'm gonna
he was
guess.
known for being the best folded fitted sheet guy.
What is that? Is that real?
No, I'm joking.
Okay, I was like, folded. What?
Oh,
I thought you were giving me the
hilarious.
answer for a second. I'm like, what?
No,
That was the trick question. I've never seen it,
that
but
would have been cool.
Frankie being in a horror movie is sending me to oblivion. Yeah, you should probably watch it. If I think you said it was early 2000s.
Yeah, it was. I want to say it's like 2007, 2005, somewhere in that time frame. But it's not for me. It wasn't scary, but it was just good to watch. It for me now, it's like a comfort movie. Not like you know, you want to watch a horror movie, but you want it light. You just throw it in there, and you're like, cool. I can relax and cook some dinner and just listen to people get murdered in the background.
Yeah, it's less of like horror. It's more of just kind of like watching wild things happen, like a video game taking people's lives.
Yeah. Well, there's a part in there that I thought was neat, and I always wondered if that, like, if they could make that a reality, where they start the game and it has wording that you have to say in order for the game to begin. And they thought if they just read it and pushed the button, that it would go, and it wouldn't let you. The controller would keep vibrating until you actually spoke the word. And that's when they're like, whoa, this game comes to life just by using audio command. That's weird, and especially for that time frame, because they didn't have that kind of technology yet. Yeah.
To go back to Phasmophobia, that's actually part of the game, is that the ghost can listen to your mic. So when it's hunting, you're supposed to be quiet because it'll be able to find you if it hears you talking to one another. So it's kind of cool that we actually have that nowadays.
What if you're a heavy breather? Then you're just screwed.
You mute yourself, probably. If the game can't hear you at all, then you're good.
That works out. And we have someone in here, Marina. Hello.
Yes, Marina, what's up?
All right. And then that was Frankie's time. Then we'll go ahead and go on to
what was the answer to that question?
Oh, torturing his foes, torturing victims. Like, he was notorious for doing very grotesque and violent torture to his people. And that's what he did. Like, how he got Vlad the Impaler was that he would take his whatchamacallit? I forgot the proper term for it. Anyways, he would take people's heads, literally put them on spikes, and put them in the front of his castle. I think it's an all-time win for Halloween decoration champion, but it's not everyone's taste. I mean, I wouldn't go around taking people's heads and putting them on spikes, but you know, I could see using like ones for. I could be creative and use ones for like hairdressers. You know what I mean? How they had the mannequin heads. Like, that would be cool to be creative, but I'm not going to go run around and be like, excuse me, I need your head.
Yeah.
Not for me. But all right, we're on to the sixth and final question. This one's kind of just like a fun one. Name the band who has a show on November 4th at the Nile Underground.
I can name 5 bands I think that are playing that night. The Underground specifically. As a side note, there's another show happening that same night on the main stage. Have you been to the Nile? Do you know how it's split?
I haven't been there in a very, very long time.
But you've been?
Yeah.
Cool. Nile itself is like a pretty big room. And then there's like a smaller venue that's below. It's just like a staircase that goes down. And that's known as the Nile Underground.
Tough. Well, I'm waiting for your guys' guesses.
I'm biased. I know this one. I don't know if you
I know it. What'd you say?
I was going to say, I don't know if you have the flyer, if you can show it on your end, but I was going to pull it up on my
end. I
end.
actually do. It takes like 2 seconds, and I can put it up here on the thing.
Cool. You haven't really played around with the Stream Yards, or is it? Yeah, this is
StreamYard. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pull it up in just a second. I'm gonna send it to my computer right there.
Chelsea, an awful mess. We've got a winner.
We do. All right, so let me put this up here real quick. Where are we?
It's weird. I'm going through like settings and I can't see anywhere to like share any audio or like a file or something on screen. It might be on your end because you're hosting it, but the only thing I could see is changing my background. I could change my background to the flyer. I think that'd be overkill.
Hold on, we'll get it going. It just takes a second for this thing to decide to do what it's going to do. Why is it being a turd?
I just read Chelsea's comment about Frankie again. Last I remember, he lived in Arizona. I don't know if he's still out here. I think he lived in Scottsdale. I don't know if anything's changed over the years. He might still be out here.
All right, let's see what we got. This should be it right here. There we go. Got it.
An awful mess is cool, I guess, Kody.
All right, here it is. Boom, right there in the middle of our faces.
Oh, wait, I got to go this way. There
Yeah,
we go.
it's right there.
This way,
Right,
in
this
order.
way. There we go.
There's Live Deliberate is going to be first. Molly Marie is second. Arsenic Kitchen third. Got Samaritan fourth. And then An Awful Mess rounding it out for the night.
And
yeah, they're releasing Beautiful Things, which is a CD they've been working on for quite a while now.
They just had the video out today, right? Or no, the video comes out tomorrow.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I don't.
10/28.
Yeah, I didn't catch the date. I think they were saying tomorrow, but I remember when they went out and filmed that one, and that is one of the new songs as well. So I'm excited.
All right,
He's on a show right now called Surreal Life on VH1. That's cool. I didn't know he was still.
Oh, that was like in the early 2000s when they did the Surreal Life. Those things are fun. Funny, I guess. It's kind of like some of them are cool. Other ones are like watching train wrecks, and you can't help.
That's half the fun.
Like they had one with Charo on it, which is like an old actress from like I want to say the 70s and 80s, and her accent's really thick, so it's hard to understand what she's saying. But she was very animated as an individual, so it was always funny to watch. But then sometimes like she got a little carried away after a few drinks, so then it went from funny to watch to I can't look away because it's just
it's a mess. It's a car accident. Yeah, you can't look away.
Yeah. But all right, for everyone that played tonight, thank you, and don't go anywhere because we'll have to wrap up a few things. But to everyone else, thank you for joining, and I'll have some more stuff coming your way probably in the next, I want to say week and a half. The raffle I'm going to do live tomorrow, but that'll be tomorrow evening around 9 p.m. So everyone can tune in for that. But after that, I'm going to take a little break and jump back into the LXP show starting the second week in November. As for you, Kody, what do you got coming up?
Well, we've already talked about An Awful Mess show. That was coming up next Friday, so it's a week from tomorrow, the November 4th. Again, that's at the Nile Underground. That's in Mesa. So if any of you are in Arizona, it'd be awesome to see you guys. It's a weekend, so maybe it'll be a little bit more open for you. As far as me, I've just been doing a lot of streaming and trying to focus on content creating. So once I play this show with An Awful Mess, I'm just going to be buckling down and focusing more on the content side. Stream wise, I'm doing my first cosplay tomorrow, so that's going to be very interesting. I'm excited and horrified because the costume that I picked, it's unrelated to Malfoy, so it has nothing to do with that. That's going to be a doozy. If you can make it tomorrow, Lacey, I don't think you're going to want to miss it.
Now
it's going to be it's going to be so bad that it's going to be something you can't look away from, like a car accident. And then what else do I have? I think on Sunday I'm doing another stream. I've been doing a Pokemon Fire as Nuzlocke. It's basically just playing Pokemon with special rules. But yeah, aside from that, I've just been doing those. So the cosplay is coming up tomorrow. I'm doing another stream on Sunday, and then next week is a show. Aside from that, I'm constantly posting on Discord and Facebook. So
that's what I'm going to say. For people that aren't too familiar, you want to let them know what you stream on so that way they can check you out?
Yeah, I'm mostly streaming on Twitch. So if anybody here uses Twitch, you can find me on most of the platforms. It's just Kody Rattler, as I try to highlight the name right here. Made it pretty easy to brand my name. So yeah, you can find on pretty much any platform. I usually stream from Twitch, and then I'll post videos to YouTube. But I'm sure you know, Lacey, it's good to try to cast your net wide, be on multiple platforms, promote.
Yes.
I would say like where I stream is really Twitch. So I use everything else to bring people to Twitch.
That works out. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to try to catch that. What time is that again?
I'm gonna kick things off at 6. I don't know how long I'm gonna go for. I don't even know what I'm doing aside from the cosplay itself. I don't know if I'm playing a game, if I'm staring into the camera for 2 hours. We'll see.
Now,
We'll
is that
cross that
that
bridge.
one's on Twitch or Discord?
This is Twitch. Everything is anytime I ever stream, it's gonna be Twitch. That's like my
Okay,
main
Twitch.
hub where I'm growing.
All
But
right.
yeah, YouTube videos I'll post. I can't do the multi-stream like we do here. Like you're streaming on Facebook and YouTube right now, but on Twitch, they make it to where you like have to contract yourself to only be streaming from Twitch. I can stream on other platforms. I just can't multi-stream. It's kind of annoying. It's a little bit of a downer, but yeah, I just have to
Something to
exclusively
keep
stream
duly
from
noted.
Twitch. Yeah.
I'll have to keep that duly noted for myself. But I'm actually, I don't care if I'm like half skin suited out tomorrow, getting ready to do photos. I'm gonna make sure my laptop's on so I can check that out. I want to see the cosplay.
Yeah. You could probably watch it from your phone too. I don't know if are you gonna be home tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna be home.
Okay. I mean, if you're home, you might as well use the laptop. It's always better, in my opinion, to be on your computer, even if it's through Wi-Fi, but ideally if you can connect through Ethernet. And that just goes for any streaming. Like you mentioned earlier, there's always that lag. So mobile, the lag is going to be a little bit more noticeable than you would see in like PC or laptop.
Yeah, I'll
But
have
yeah,
it
if
set
you
up there
can
while
make
I'm
it
getting.
tomorrow, even for a few seconds, that's all you're going to
No, I'll
need.
be on. I just gotta make sure I sit still when I put my, I guess you can call them prosthetics on, so that way I can just sit there and watch it. But
I'm
all right,
excited to see how that turns out. You have to let me know.
I will. I'll send a picture. Or you'll see. I'm going to be posting it on everything because it's something that I'm really proud of. Put a lot of work and time into
You
it.
should
So it's a little different, but you know, I'm posting different weird shit all the time. So people that follow me should be used to it already. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up with everybody that's live on here. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll see you in about a week or so. Well, actually tomorrow, but for an actual show, I'll see you in about a week or so. So thank you, everyone, and thank you again, Kody. And for everyone out there, until next time, see you later and have a good Halloween.